thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for coming to Vance.
So I would love to hear about how technology is shaping your learning experience. Maybe a couple of examples from each of you about how you're using technology in the classroom in ways that are helping your learning.
I think that it helps me in the way that I have all the information that I need right in front of me. Instead of having to skim through textbooks, it's much more easier to search different things that I need.
Okay, great.
I think that technology gives us the ability to do many things that we would not be able to do without it. It gives us the opportunity to do this class and what we're doing right now. And it gives us access to communicate with our teachers and email them if we have a problem or need help with anything.
Great. Could you maybe each give me an example of a project that you've done using technology that you're particularly proud of? Either this school year or last school year?
This was last year, but in STEM, we made houses and then we actually got to print them. And I think that was cool. It was a different look because you actually got to see what you made and hold it. And that's just something that you don't do every day.
How did you design them and how did you make them?
We designed them on a program on the computer, and we would start with a 2D version of it, and then we would make it into a 3D version.
Got it. And then how did you make them? On a 3D printer?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. Was that your first time using a 3D printer?
Yes.
Great. How about for you?
I also agree with Ella because I think that was just a really cool opportunity to be able to show our work and to actually have an example of it that we could hold and touch.
Great. Great. What about an example of something that's been hard about technology in school, or something that you think is a challenge either for you or for teachers or for your classmates?
Sometimes the internet connection isn't always the best, but that does not happen very often, but that is one of the challenges that we face occasionally.
And sometimes a program shuts down or stops working or a website is blocked, even if it's a good website that you should use. But that doesn't happen very often.
Got it. That can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Talk about how you use technology at home. Do you use technology for homework? Do you have internet access at home? Do you have projects that you work on with classmates at home?
Yes, I have homework most nights, and all of that is basically on the computer. So I do have internet access at home, and so I will spend many minutes a night working on homework.
And do you submit the homework online, or do you have to print it out?
Yes, we use things like Schoology, and we'll submit it through there.
Got it. Can you describe Schoology a little bit?
It is where the whole school uses it, where you can come and look at your assignments for the day, and you can open up those assignments on there and complete them and turn them in all on the same program.
Right. How about for you?
I also have internet access at home, and most of our homework is either on OneNote or Schoology, and sometimes we have to write a paper on Microsoft Word, but that's about it.
And then you submit it by attaching it to either
Schoology.
OneNote or Schoology.
Yes.
And how's OneNote different from Schoology?
OneNote is kind of like a folder that keeps all of your stuff, and there are lots of different files that you can click on, and we mainly use it in language arts because we can put lots of passages and you can edit stuff on it and you can draw. So in Schoology you can't do that. It's mainly a place where you can turn in stuff.
Got it. Got it. All right. Now, if you were talking to an elementary school student who was going to come to Vance, and they asked you, what's the most fun thing about using technology? What have you enjoyed most about using technology at school? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that it's an opportunity that you're not going to get every day, and that it is much more fun than what they're used to, which is just reading from textbooks. You get all of your images come to life, and it's much more engaging.
You're also able to stay on task and keep up with your work because if you miss a day of school, you can easily make it up because you can see what your agenda was for that day.
And have you had opportunities to use any tools in class that you also use outside of class? A student showed me something they had done about characters in a book on Instagram as an assignment for one of their teachers. Have you gotten a chance to use any technology that you otherwise would use in your personal life in classroom?
I haven't really yet, but I might in the future.
I can see how some of that stuff could apply to the things that we do then.
Okay, great, all right. Let me ask you one last question. If you were giving advice to a teacher who wanted to use technology in the classroom, what would you say is most important for teachers to know about how to make technology a successful tool with their students?
I think that it is a great way to engage your students and help them focus on their work, but actually want to do their work at the same time. And
I also agree with Ella. I think that like it's very important for teachers to put in the agenda and like make sure the student can stay caught up.
Great, great, all right. Thank you both.
thank
It's
you
fun
so
talking
much.
with you.